Your thermostat has been lying to your air conditioner for years, not because it is broken, because of where someone installed it. If your thermostat sits near a lamp, a television, a window with direct sun, or kitchen wall, it is reading several degrees hotter than the actual temperature in the rest of your home. Your air conditioning system trusts that reading completely. It runs longer, cycles more often, and cools your entire home to a lower temperature than necessary, all based on false information from one small device in the wrong location. A home energy audit study conducted across several thousand American households documented this exact mistake in a shocking number of homes. This single installation error can increase your cooling costs by 20 to 30% every single summer. HVAC installers have known about correct thermostat placement standards since the 1970s. It takes 2 minutes to identify whether your thermostat has this problem. It takes under an hour to fix it permanently. Welcome to Vault Breaker, where we open every vault that billion-dollar industries paid to lock shut. Subscribe and ring the bell right now, because what you check in the next 2 minutes could explain years of unexplainably high electricity bills. Here is exactly how this mistake happens and why it costs you so much money. Your thermostat does not measure the temperature of your entire home. It measures the temperature of the specific few inches of air immediately surrounding the device itself. Your air conditioning system then treats that single localized reading as if it represents your whole house, running or stopping based entirely on what that one small sensor detects. If your thermostat happens to be installed near a heat source, even a small one, the reading at that exact location will be measurably higher than the true average temperature throughout the rest of your home. Common problem locations include a thermostat mounted near a table lamp, floor lamp, or any light fixture that generates heat during operation. A thermostat installed on a wall that backs directly onto a kitchen where cooking appliances generate significant ambient heat that transfers through the shared wall. A thermostat positioned near a window that receives direct sunlight for any portion of the day, even briefly, causing localized solar heating right at the sensor. A thermostat mounted near a television, computer, or any electronic device that generates heat during regular use, particularly in a media room or home office. A thermostat installed in a hallway or entryway near an exterior door that opens frequently, allowing brief bursts of outdoor hot air to pass directly across the sensor throughout the day. In any of these situations, the thermostat reads a temperature that is artificially elevated compared to the true temperature in your bedrooms, your living room, and the rest of your actual living space. When your thermostat believes the temperature is higher than it actually is throughout your home, your air conditioning system runs for longer periods and cycles on more frequently than necessary, because it is chasing a target temperature based on false, artificially inflated information. Every single degree of false reading translates directly into additional, completely unnecessary electricity consumption. Home energy audit organizations conducting residential efficiency assessments across the country have documented thermostat placement errors of this type in a substantial percentage of homes surveyed, particularly in homes where the thermostat was installed decades ago, before current placement standards existed, or in homes where furniture, decor, or renovations were added around an existing thermostat without consideration for its function. The Department of Energy's residential energy efficiency guidance documents specifically identify thermostat placement as one of the most common and most costly installation errors found in typical American homes, frequently resulting in 20 to 30% higher cooling costs than a correctly placed thermostat in the identical home would produce. This is not a design flaw in your thermostat. This is not a malfunction requiring replacement. This is an installation location error, often made decades ago by an electrician or contractor who prioritized convenient wiring access over correct thermal placement, and one that most homeowners have never had reason to question since the device appears to function normally. Think about your own thermostat right now. Think about what is near it: a lamp, a window, a shared kitchen wall, a frequently used doorway. Think about every summer you adjusted your thermostat lower and lower, wondering why your home never seemed to feel as cool as the number displayed, and wondering why your electricity bill kept climbing despite your adjustments. If your thermostat has been reading artificially warm this entire time, every adjustment you made was chasing a number that never reflected your home's actual temperature to begin with. If you have made it this far, subscribe and share this immediately with someone whose electricity bill has never made sense to them. Now stay with me, because here is exactly how to check your own thermostat in the next 2 minutes. Walk to your thermostat right now and look at what surrounds it within approximately 3 feet in every direction. Check for any lamp, light fixture, or electronic device positioned nearby that generates heat during normal operation. Check whether the wall your thermostat is mounted on shares a wall with your kitchen, particularly if that kitchen wall backs directly onto where the thermostat sits. Check whether any window within several feet allows direct sunlight to reach that specific wall section at any point during the day, even briefly during morning or afternoon hours. Check whether your thermostat sits within a few feet of a frequently used exterior door. If any of these conditions apply to your thermostat's current location, Here is the simple verification test that confirms whether this is actually affecting you specifically. Purchase a simple standalone room thermometer, available at any hardware store for $2 to $5. Place this standalone thermometer in the center of your living room or another commonly used room, away from any windows, lamps, or heat sources, for at least 30 minutes to reach a stable reading. Compare that reading directly to what your thermostat displays at the exact same time. If your thermostat reads 2 degrees or more higher than the standalone thermometer in your actual living space, your thermostat is running your air conditioning system based on inflated, inaccurate information, and you're very likely paying for unnecessary cooling as a direct result. For a permanent fix, if you have identified a nearby heat source causing this problem, the most effective first step is simply relocating or eliminating that specific heat source if at all possible, such as moving a lamp to a different location or closing blinds on a window that reaches the thermostat's wall section. If the heat source cannot be relocated, such as a shared kitchen wall or the sun exposure pattern of your home's fixed windows, the correct fix is professionally relocating the physical thermostat itself to a location with better airflow, away from direct sun, away from heat-generating appliances or electronics, and ideally on an interior wall in a frequently used common area of your home. This relocation typically requires an electrician or HVAC technician, costing between $75 and $150 for a straightforward relocation on an existing wiring run. A one-time cost that pays for itself within the first 1 to 2 months of a typical summer's corrected electricity savings. For an immediate, zero-cost temporary improvement while you arrange proper relocation, ensuring no lamp remains switched on near the thermostat, keeping any nearby blinds closed during peak sun hours, and being mindful of exterior door usage near that specific location can meaningfully reduce the false reading in the interim. I want to be completely honest about what this fix does and does not guarantee. Not every home has this specific problem, and if your thermostat is already correctly placed away from heat sources, this particular fix will not apply to your situation, though the verification check itself takes only a few minutes to confirm either way. The 20 to 30% figure represents documented cases where thermostat placement was measurably causing artificially inflated readings, and the actual savings in any individual home depend entirely on how significant the specific heat source problem is at that particular thermostat location. A family in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, discovered during a home energy audit in the spring of 2023 that their thermostat, installed on a wall shared directly with their kitchen and positioned within 2 feet of a frequently used table lamp, was reading consistently 4 degrees higher than the actual temperature in their living room, verified using a standalone thermometer over several days of testing. After relocating their thermostat to an interior hallway wall away from both the kitchen and any lighting fixtures, at a cost of $95 for professional relocation, their July electricity bill that year measured $204, compared to $278 the previous July under comparable outdoor temperature conditions. $74 saved in a single month, and that saving repeats every summer month going forward from a one-time $95 fix. The Department of Energy has documented thermostat placement errors as one of the most common causes of unexplained high cooling costs in American homes for years. This information exists in public residential energy efficiency guidance. It has almost never reached homeowners in a form that prompts them to actually walk over and check their own thermostat surroundings. Your thermostat is reading the temperature right now, at this exact moment, based on whatever happens to be near it. If that location includes a lamp, a sunny window, a kitchen wall, or a busy doorway, your air conditioning system has been working harder and longer than your actual home requires, every single day, for as long as that thermostat has been installed there. The check takes 2 minutes. The fix, if needed, pays for itself within weeks. If this fault opens something for you, subscribe and share it with someone whose electricity bill has never made sense to them. Every share puts this 2-minute check in the hands of someone who has been paying for a mistake they never knew existed. The next vault opens soon, and what is buried inside it has been hidden even longer than everything you have learned across this entire series.